have to cut on a light. Whoa. There we go. And let's see if I can share this. Give me just a minute, y'all. I'm setting things up because I just decided to do an impromptu live. All right. All right. Okay. I don't know. Hopefully some people will join. I might have to cut that light out. It's just too damn bright. Oh. Okay. Well, it's going to be grainy. Hi. So I'm going to give it a few minutes, let a few people join. Let me know. I think I have quite a few people. This is an impromptu. As a matter of fact, I have a queue in my living room of YouTube videos about the COPA and the COPPA or whatever and the FTC thing I was watching to become more informed. But I was posting on Facebook about this and how it was affecting my channel. How it can affect my channel, because it hasn't affected my channel yet, except that I have put a few videos that were Snoopy themed. So far, videos that I know without a shadow of a doubt that could be viewed as aimed towards kids. I watched a few videos. Gina Ahern's has one that I haven't watched yet, but I will be watching hers because I did a video about my Snoopy collection. And not that I aimed that at kids. That was actually a Q&A question, and I answered the Q&A question. And I thought, well, there, that might be a little bit better. I thought that wasn't aimed at kids. But I was listening to somebody while I was in the kitchen, straightening up a few things. And he was talking about how if you read that thing, it could be poetry, it could be all different kinds of things. So this thing is going to affect so many channels. I'm off on a tangent. I don't have the setup right now. I didn't do a stream thing for OBS, so I can't show you notebooks. And as you can tell behind me, I have been cleaning my craft table. I am trying to reorganize some things because I want to start filming from the craft table some of the videos that I do overhead, the pre-filmed ones. I want to start doing more live videos on YouTube. More journal with me's, more some maybe plan with me's, coffee chats, probably every other Wednesday and probably every other Friday will be live. Mondays, I might do every other two where I can do like a live plan with me. That won't be during the day though. I'm thinking maybe 2 o'clock in the afternoon my time. You love my live videos? I like doing the live videos so much because it's interactive and I get to chat with y'all. I tried the premiere once and maybe I didn't do it was a test video, so it wasn't very long. So maybe I could do a few more premieres and we can see how that goes. I'll have to make sure it's a longer video because once the video is finished, the chatting is finished with the premieres. unlike the lives can actually last as long as I can last. So, and if I set up OBS correctly, I need to do like a thing where it like where it will say like be right back. So like if I had to take a bathroom break, or I had to go get me some more coffee or something like that, I know there's a way to do that. I just have never done it. So that's something. And then I think there's a way to do that. So I don't know, but when I was on Facebook, I was like replying to the messages, the comments on there. I was just thinking, I signed the petition for COPA, and I did my complaint on the FTC thing. I'm going to have to move this a little bit because where I'm looking is not where the camera is, and it's let's do this that way. I'm actually looking at the camera. My calendar is wrong over there. I've been busy. I have a pile down here. I have a garbage bag down there. I've been going through sections and getting rid of stuff, slowly but surely, trying to organize some of this stuff in here, because this weekend, if the weather permits, I will be getting my grandmother's sewing machine out of our shed so that I can set it up, and hopefully I can figure out how to work it. It's been a long time since I used a sewing machine. If not, I'm going to see if my mother-in-law can help me. Or maybe my mom when she comes sometime soon, because I want to start sewing things into my journal. I don't know about I don't know about making a junk journal, but I'm gonna start hunting thrift stores for fabric scraps and for scrapbook paper. I don't know. I don't know that I have enough time to make one for December, for the December daily. Maybe if I can find some cute stuff at the thrift store over the weekend for not very much money, and if I can get the sewing machine up and running. And the sewing machine runs, but me getting it up and running and working. So, move the mic. Can y'all hear me okay? Guess I should have asked that in the very beginning, huh? But I don't know, y'all. I think people in the art, crafting, and stuff like that now are just now starting to realize that this COPA and the FTC thing could have an effect on their videos, because there are people who color adult coloring books, like regular adult coloring books, not the ones for kids, and that's what they're and then there are people who have characters. Bailey J, she has enamel pens and characters, and there are people who do the manga stuff, and there are people who teach art. There are people who do like the draw with me's, and there's one guy that doesn't. He has his kid with him, and I think his videos should be able to be monetized. He's very adult and kid friendly, and there's not anything wrong with his demeanor or anything. He's fantastic. So the monetization is a separate issue than collecting data, but YouTube is put it all in together because they had to pay this outrageous fine. Well, YouTube knew that they were doing what they were doing. I mean, like my channel, if you look at my analytics, it's mostly people in their late 20s to early 30s up to like 60s. And it's like 98 or 99% women. There's like maybe 1-2% men, and almost all of The people who watch me are in the United States or in Canada. There's some people in the UK, but mostly it's the United States. And what did Roe call it? The suburban mom. Those are the people that I appeal to, are the empty nesters. It's not like, even when I was making writing videos, it's not like the bulk of the people who watch me are in their teens. Even, I mean, so little kids aren't really watching me. I think I had one kid who was doing NaNoWriMo a couple years ago, and he told me thank you for my videos. He was 13 at that time. Hi. So this whole, I mean, for the last few days, I've been watching the COPA and the FTC videos from different creators on YouTube. And the one that I started watching was a lawyer. He used to be a lawyer, used to be a civil litigator, and he has a family channel. And he actually went there, and he went to the FTC thing. He actually sat down and met with them. But they're trying to, this thing as of December something is when you have to have all of this in the background in your creator studio on YouTube, whether you are kid friendly, whether you are aiming your videos at kids or not. Now here's the thing. So I checked I'm not aiming any of my videos at kids. But I actually need to go through my videos and see if the video that I put of me and Victor creating art is on Patreon, or see if it's on YouTube. Because that could be they could consider that to be aimed at kids. And if I mess up just one video and the FTC people say that I aimed that at kids, then I could be fined $42,000 and something for that one video. And they could actually, and YouTube could shut my whole channel down. Any of the videos though that are aimed at kids cannot be monetized. The comments will be disabled as of the beginning of the year. I think the end of December, the beginning of the year. You can't save it to a playlist. What happens then is, if you can't be monetized and they do all this restriction stuff, then there is no way that any of those channels or any of those videos are going to be in a recommendation list. No way. They're not. I mean, YouTube's not going to make any money off of it. It is absolutely ridiculous. So what they've been saying is, don't just sign the petition. Go to the lawyer guy. He also has the thing where you can go to FTC. You can go to the thing and make a formal complaint. They also are saying, hey, talk to your legislators. Because what people don't seem to understand is YouTube paid this huge ass fine, and we're not collecting data. I am in no way, shape, or form collecting data from any damn body who watches my videos. YouTube's collecting the data. YouTube is collecting the data, not me. I don't have any control over that. I have, since this first started, changed the description of my video that says my videos are, 13 and older audience. I think I might have actually said 18 and older. If I didn't, I need to. I cuss in my videos, and I do that on purpose. They said, first they were saying all this past year and before with the adpocalypse that you need to be family friendly. Now, if you're family friendly, they can demonetize you and kick your channel off because you're aiming at kids, and but YouTube was collecting the data. When my grandson is over here, I have YouTube on the Roku, and I have to sign in with my phone, and I can sign in. There's like a kid friendly thing, but a lot of times I will go on YouTube without signing in and look at, like, put in kids. There's a kids section. I will hit the kids section, and then find stuff for him and let him watch it. Or I'll get on my phone and get to the kids section, add stuff to a queue, and then let him watch that. I regulate what he watches. He's 7 years old. I'm not letting him sign into YouTube with my phone and get on my adult YouTube and just watch whatever he wants to. Because if I did that, he'd be on all those gaming channels watching all these crazy ass adult people cuss and fuss and play games that are really not for kids his age. I think if you're an adult or you're over like a certain age, 13 or 15 or 18 or whatever, and you want to play those games with all that violence in them or whatever, because some of those games, my son, my daughter and her boyfriend, my nephews, they play those games. I've never played a video game like that. I think the last video game I played was the X-Men or that Duck Hunter movie, Duck Hunter game back with the first, what was it? I could see it in my head. It was gray and it was this box, and the cartridges reminded me of 8-track tapes. I can't think of the name of it. It's Nintendo. Yes, thank you. My son had the very first Nintendo. My cousin gave it to him because he got a new Nintendo. And so, I mean, that was, my son is 31. This was when he was Victor's age, when he was like 6 or 7. And we played the X-Men and we played like Super Mario Brothers and, the duck hunting game. But I watch what Victor watches. A lot of times I'm watching with Victor and we're watching all different kinds of things. I think he had like a science thing one time and we went on there and looked up how to do something, and because he was learning something about it in science at school. But the way that this is presented, the way that a lot of people have been delving into, there's been a couple of lawyers that have looked at what it says. It's so vague. It's so very vague that anything could be construed as aimed at kids. Anything. So if you have a cooking channel and you're showing how to make a grilled cheese sandwich, that could be viewed as being aimed at a kid. If you have, when I showed in the video that I just made to Unlisted, like I said in the very beginning, somebody in a Q&A had asked me to show my Snoopy collection. Well, now I'm thinking I might need to redo this Snoopy stuff and redo some of the stuff that I have sitting up there that's in the bird's eye view of my background, because now they're saying that if you have kiddie kind of stuff in your background, then it could be construed as a kid-friendly channel and aimed at kids. And y'all know I got like a shit ton of Snoopy stuff over there. David gets me a new Snoopy every Valentine's. So something Snoopy, a mug or a stuffed Snoopy or something. So I'm thinking I might have to redo things. Maybe I'll put all my tarot and my astrology stuff in there, and I'll put my Snoopy stuff in my red bookcase. I think there's so many people that are aggravated and frustrated because I haven't made 42,000 in the whole time I've been on YouTube. It'll take me another decade before I could remotely even think about making I haven't even made 2,000 since I've been on YouTube. Yeah, cool. Yeah, the one guy I was watching, when he was talking about this, he said that there are a lot of people that are going in and deleting your videos. You don't want to delete your videos. If I have to make them to private from Unlisted, I will. But what this other lady was saying is some of it has to do with the metadata, the little tags that you put in YouTube when you create your video description. And she was also saying that you could have a more adult background. You could put up a green screen, just hang your back. I actually, I don't really have a map, and that came from Taroko Design, and it's 2019, so I will take it off. This wall right here doesn't have anything but holes in it and some of Victor's artwork. I might shift things a little bit so that when I'm chatting, what you see is behind me right here. And you would just see that turquoise color, pale turquoise wall with me and the table. Now, I have some things on here. I will revamp how this is set up if I need to, you know? And you know, we put this here. It's one big Cowlex unit and two single ones on each end. And we put that the way that we put that so that it would be my background. Now I need to shift a few things because my monitor has gotten moved with crafting. So now I'm in this, like I'm viewing in this corner thing. But maybe it's not such a bad idea to make my craft table the thing, because I've got to pull this out some so I can get that ring light, because I'm going to be putting the ring light over here so that when I'm filming, the ring light works, because the lighting, now that we're in the wintertime, I used to use natural sunlight for the most part when I did my videos. And I have like an odd light and stuff, but the problem is now that it's getting dark so early, my face thumbnail. Yeah. I'm gonna have to change my little thumbnail face. But you know, I'm like, really? I don't know. I think YouTube did a piss poor job of blaming it on the creators, putting on this, because creators aren't collecting data. YouTube is. We don't have any control over who they collect data from. And I don't think they've worded it properly. My videos, none of my videos are aimed at kids. They're definitely not aimed at kids 13 and under. I don't let Victor watch my videos. They're not, I mean, they're journaling and planning and crafting. And when I do coffee chats, I'm talking about being creative. I'm talking about anxiety. I'm talking about depression. I'm talking about ADHD, all the squirrels running rampant, and how I can't get focused enough to sit down to do things because I get this done. And before I can get it finished, my brain is going, oh, but wait a minute. What about this? You didn't finish that. You didn't. Oh, wait a minute. What about, you got to do the dishes? Oh, the dryer just buzzed. So the last couple of weeks, being sick, I had the flu. And this flu was hell. It made me so exhausted. I would have enough energy to maybe film, but then I didn't have enough energy to do anything with it. It would take me 2 or 3 days to get one, maybe 2, 3, 4 days to get one video edited. And by the time I got it edited, I was too tired to, then I'm like slumping in the chair. That flu just was hell. So, but none of my videos are remotely aimed at children. I don't know. Maybe we're all going to have to start cussing like sailors. Yeah, thank you. I feel a lot better. My sinuses are still kind of acting up a little bit in the mornings. But so let me tell you a funny story. We kept seeing these little tiny black bugs. Mostly they would come like in the bathroom. So I looked up little bugs, um, little round bugs with exoskeletons, little tiny, and they would like play possum. Come to find out, they were what's called carpet bugs. Well, then I told David what they were, what kind of bugs they were, and I'm like, because I'm still spraying, and we can't figure out where they're coming from. We don't have them anywhere else. We couldn't see them anywhere else in the house. And I mean, I know we have shag carpet still in here, but I vacuum, and David finally has agreed that as soon as we get the money, we're going to do the heat and air in the house first, but then we're going to replace the flooring in here where our old shag carpet is. But the house was empty for a long time. And when David's uncle lived in it, none of these rooms were really used at all. He stayed in the living room. He actually had his bedroom in the living room. He had the master bedroom set up as the guest room, and then these 2 bedrooms were set up for storage. So these weren't really used. And then it sat empty for a long time. So we get, I'll check under the bed, but they're not, this is where, so what we found out is David went looking for where they come from. Where do and it was like dog food, open bags of cat food, dog food, bird seed. We had an open bag, of bird seed. It was in the kitchen by the back door and it had a big cup in it, and we would go out and feed the birds. Well, that's where they were. That's where they were. We took the bag outside. We emptied it way into the back part of the house. And they had all the little black bugs were all, oh my God. And they're breeding suckers. Let me tell you. I was so disgusted. I almost puked. And I told David, I said, I need to deep clean the whole house now. And it made me itchy. David's like, they don't bite you. They don't, there's nothing. And I'm like, okay, well, I need to steam clean every single bit of carpet in the house now. And I need to bleach the kitchen and the bathroom. And I said, I know you don't like for me to use bleach, but I've got to bleach everything. I said, I'm telling you, I have to bleach everything. He's like, well, just bleach it while I'm at work. He said, and I'll clean the bathtub for you the weekend. He said, you spray it and just wipe it, and then I'll really clean it. Because he knows I have a hard time cleaning certain things because I have rheumatoid arthritis in my hands and my neck and shoulders. So certain things, it hurts me really bad to do. I can do them, but it takes me longer because I have to take breaks. And cleaning the bathtub is one of those things. Oh, I was wigged out. My anxiety, I almost had a panic attack. I was so wigged out. I was itching all over. And I was just like, and I went in the kitchen and started washing my hands. And I swept the whole kitchen. I moved everything out of the bathroom, everything out of the kitchen, the rugs and everything, the hampers, everything. I swept, and then I mopped. And I'm like, he's like, that's not going to be enough for you, is it? I said, no, I'm going to be bleaching. I said, I am bleaching everything. I said, including our floor. I don't care if it takes a shine away. We have linoleum, big square tiles in our kitchen. And our bathroom is a big sheet of linoleum in there. And we eventually want to get rid of that. Anyway, I don't care if it takes away the shine. I don't care. I don't care. He said, okay, just please do it because the smell affects him really badly. Bleach. And I was like, okay, that's not a problem. So when I get done with here, I'm going to go finish the dishes, and then I'm going to be changing clothes. I have my cleaning apron. I'm going to be changing into my probably just some cleaning clothes. And then I will be putting on my apron because I don't care about if my apron gets bleach on it. That I have more than one apron. And then I'm gonna be bleaching everything. And everything. And then I vacuumed the hallway and the entrances to the room, but I've got so much stuff on my floor in here and so much stuff. I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna have to move everything. And then I'm gonna have to vacuum again. I'm gonna have to clean the filter and then vacuum again. And I said, and we need to borrow your mom's steam cleaner because ours is broke. I said, and we need to steam clean. We need to steam clean the carpet this weekend. He's like, I can't clean out the shed and change the transmission fluid and filter and everything. and and yeah, vinegar smells. My bleach has the fancy smell. It's like which one did I get this time? I think I got it's the orange one, so it's like Hawaiian or whatever. Anyway, I have a filter, a filter vacuum cleaner. I don't have a bag. I just empty out the canister and then I can take the filter out and rinse it out and put the filter back in. I want a new vacuum cleaner, but what I really want to do is get Pergo all throughout the floor, which looks like hardwood floors, but it's bits of wood, not solid wood, because our house is on a slab and it would be not so great to do hardwood floors on a cement floor. So I want to get Pergo. We want to get Pergo put throughout the whole house except for the bathrooms and the kitchen. And I don't want wood. I don't want. I might do ceramic tiles in the kitchen. Yeah, they have smell good bleach. Now my mother-in-law uses vinegar for everything. My mom uses bleach for everything. The only thing about bleach is that you don't really want to use a whole lot of it to go down your septic tank. Because bleach kills the good bacteria that's in your septic tank. I like the more natural stuff, but right now I want to make sure beyond any shadow of a doubt, and if bleach won't kill it, nothing will. So, yeah, after we came back in, I saw a couple in the bath, just a couple left in the bathroom, and I went back and got the spray, and I said, you might want to get the mask or go outside for a minute because I'm spraying the bathroom again. And I went crazy, and David said, what are you doing? And I said, I cannot do bugs. I cannot do bugs. Every now and again, I see a spider or a cricket, a moth gets in the house. I'm okay. I move the crickets along and let them go back outside. The spiders, I move them back outside unless they're poisonous, and then I kill those suckers. And then, I'm like, I can't do bugs. I cannot do bugs. And so today's journal page is going to probably be like the one that I did when we had the flies that this was the first spring we had. I mean, the flies went crazy everywhere you looked. Flies, and there were a couple of other creators that were talking about it too. Flies, it was like they weren't just procreating. They were they were mutants. So here we go. Sorry, I don't know if I'm seeing it backwards, so maybe y'all aren't seeing it backwards. But it says damn the flies. So today's will be little black. They were little tiny. They look a bit like fleas, but they're bigger, and they got exoskeleton. Anyway, they're called carpet bugs, and it grossed me out so bad. Oh my God, I got gaggy, and Dave was like, are you gonna be okay? I said, no. I said, I'm about to literally have a panic attack. My anxiety is out of control. I said, that whole bag full of bag seed, I kid you not, you should have seen all the bugs. I was like, I can't. I said, David, that bag was in my way. I was leaned against it when I was doing laundry because it was in the way. I said, bugs could, and just thinking about it freaks me out. And so now I'm getting itchy again. But yeah, it makes for good journal fodder anyway. So I will be sitting on the couch doing some journaling, and I think I'm going to film some of that where I do the bug thing. Okay, good. But yeah, so I'm not going to be, I can be on here for about an hour, and then I'm going to have to go change clothes and clean. Yeah, I have a video I need to do for Patreon, and that's why I'm just like, you know what? I'll just have to do voiceover because I can't talk and art at the same time. Or talk and plan really very well. So that I'll just have to make, I don't know. You had to giggle at your journal entry. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I was thinking about, because I've been thinking about how I want to do like some of the stuff for the creative pest control guy. I'll have to check. We haven't found them anywhere else. Just in the bag of the bird seed and in the bathroom. Now, they had to get from there to the bathroom. David says they went to the bathroom because they were trying to get to water. But we're going to clean out from underneath the sink. And I've got and all that. My in-laws just had their house sprayed. So now that we got rid of the bag of bird seed, they should not come back. Because the spray that I'm using is industrial strength. We don't have pets here. And while Victor isn't visiting, I'm spraying the shit out of the house. And I just opened the back door and let it air out some, because our bathroom does not have a window. So I have to do all the spraying while David's not here, because I wear the same kind of mask I wear when I go and cut grass. Because I don't need to be smelling it that strongly either, but it doesn't bother me the way that it bothers David. But I was thinking about doing the creative. I was thinking about some of the things I want to put, like in the next creative journaling blog post and in the next video that I do for Patreon about creative journaling. So I might do that about ordinary things that you don't think about, like putting in your journal. I was watching, is it Tanya Hubbard? She's got an accent. I love the way she talks. She has been doing stuff in her Hobonichi, and she just quit because the Hobonichi got so chunky. And instead of getting the whole cousin, she got the AVEC for next year. And she's hoping that, anyway, she was talking about her daily life. She's an empty nester. Her kids are grown. She doesn't always have something to journal about. And, she was talking about, and I'm thinking there's always something from your day that you can journal about. You looked up vinegar is toxic for beetles, and as it is a natural pesticide. Cider vinegar also acts effectively in cleaning carpets naturally. Okay, well, we will, when we borrow her steam cleaner, I'll put some of the cider vinegar in there. I don't have enough regular vinegar, I don't think, to clean the whole house. I will use the vinegar in the bathroom because that's where the bugs were at. But in the kitchen, I'm using bleach. But I'll use the vinegar in the bath. I hate the smell of vinegar. Vinegar is, I don't like bleach, but I can handle bleach better than I can handle vinegar. But since it's toxic for those beetles, and they are these itsy bitsy little tiny black beetles, they're called carpet bugs. But they weren't in our carpet. So I'm going to clean the kitchen with bleach because I can do that. I'm going to move our washer and dryer and sweep and mop under there and then move them back. I just am moving them slightly because I don't want to have to unplug and everything. And then when David gets home, maybe over the weekend, we can move the stove. I can't move the stove. Because I have enough area to kind of slide the washer this way and to slide the dryer this way. But where the stove is at, I don't, he's going to have to do that. I'll be careful. If I can't really get that part of it done, I'll let David help me do that over the weekend. But this whole thing with those bugs has just freaked me the hell out. Because I want to move the fridge too. I want it because we have the fridge and then the washer and then the dryer lined up on one wall. And So all 3 of those I need to move because the bag of bird seeds sat right in front of the dryer at the end by the back door. And it was open. So David said next year when we get bird seed, we'll make sure we'll get a vacuum seal container to put the bird seed in. And I texted my mother-in-law and let her know because they had bird seed. They bought us one of the bags of bird seed. And then they also have cat food and dog food. I'm like, make sure those are in sealed containers. And I also need to let my daughter know because my daughter has a dog and like 2 cats. So I'm going to let her know, hey, you need to make sure that you have these in sealed containers. So now I've been thinking about how I can sort of rearrange this. I like my Snoopy stuff up there. I do need to hang the one thing up on the wall though. But yeah, I might just do that. Might just put all my tarot kind of stuff over there. I don't know. I'm leaving my typewriters up there though. Maybe I'll move one of the shelves and put some of the other stuff on top of there. So it'll be more eclectic up there. And less, But we'll see. But I don't know. I'm so frustrated. But the one good thing is that this is all not final until next month. We have until towards the end of next month for the FTC and stuff to do the right thing. Here's the thing. If parents know that they're collecting data and parents are letting their kids watch stuff that they ought not to be watching, that ended up to the parents. I mean, I don't know. But see, here's what a lot of people have been going, well, a lot of people are going to be moving to Patreon and to Twitch. Well, eventually it's going to catch up with them too, because this is the law. It's not just a law with YouTube. This is the law. Twitch collects data. Patreon, I don't know, because you could actually, I might have to go with Vimeo. I might actually have to pay. Yeah. Hold on. Let me go to my video and I'll tell you what I did. Y'all are going to hear me talking in a minute. I'll have to mute it. Okay. My description now reads, disclaimer. This YouTube video is rated PG-13. Parental guidance suggested video may not be suitable for children under 13. And I put that. I put that in the very top. Well, see, Vimeo I could use for Patreon. I don't know anything about you now, but here's the thing. YouTube is a platform. They're not a publisher. They're a platform. And they are the people who collect the data. Twitch is a platform. Okay? Twitch does data. A lot of if they are collecting data, and they have to collect data for advertising, and so you can get paid. I think Twitch might be a little bit different than YouTube. Twitch is a little bit different than YouTube, but here's the thing: anything that collects data, this law applies to. So Instagram collects your data. Facebook collects your data. Twitter probably collects your data. So this is going to expand out. If they don't fix the problem, this is going to expand out. It's not just a YouTube thing. Right now, it's a big YouTube thing because YouTube has put it off on the creators. YouTube just paid this hefty fine, and the FTC and the COPA thing, because the COPA law was a little bit different. And they changed it. Eventually, see, the reason that YouTube was called YouTube is they wanted somewhere where it was like Tube TV, but where you did the content. You know, the you as in any one of you could do the content. So that it wasn't just the news. Like, you know, where... And creators could be creative. Well, they've taken the you out of the tube. Somebody else was saying it's their tube because it's all about the advertisers and everything. Now, it's not about the creators. YouTube isn't really, you know, but without the creators, YouTube isn't going to have anything. They're not going to have a platform. And if they keep it up, people are going to move. They're going to be doing something. I'm not a real big fan of Twitch. I know it's a gaming, but the way that it's said, I'm not a real big fan of Twitch. So I don't know. I like being able, and I like the user friendliness of YouTube. Twitch is not user friendly, especially for the content creator. I don't find it to be user friendly. And as someone who has tried to watch videos and stuff on Twitch, I don't find their setup very watcher friendly either. I'll have to check out you now. But the problem is that if they don't change this, if they don't make this better between now and the end of December, next year, other things are going to be following suit. Not just YouTube. Because Instagram, have you ever noticed that you can look up something on Google or in Amazon or wherever, and you can look at, or on Etsy, and you can look at something, and you can go to Instagram or to Facebook, and before you know it, you're getting the little ads are popping up in your view screen about something that is extremely similar, if not the same, as anything that you looked up on Google or you looked at in Amazon or Etsy, you know. That's data. They're collecting data. They're collecting data. Google is huge. Google owns YouTube. So it's not just going to be YouTube. It's going to be Instagram. It's going to be, you know, and I'm not a big Instagrammer, but you know, a lot of people have gotten into posting their little stories and their little videos, IGTV, and that's going to get affected too. I don't know if people actually earn money through Instagram or not, but yeah, I mean, there are people collecting data and people who get signed deals, you know, to post stuff. So, you know, we'll see, but I think it's going to spread a lot more widely if they don't fix this. Thanks for stopping by, Heather. See, my Snoopy stuff is on the top of there, though. It's not. I have books and things in here. I mean, I have a little tea set. I have a Snoopy bobblehead. That's a Halloween bobblehead. I mean, books that I've had since I was a kid. Snoopy books. So I don't know. But yeah, this I think it's going to go a lot further. I really do think it's going to go a lot further than just. Oh no. Well, That was the family-friendly adpocalypse thing. That was the adpocalypse. It started, and what happened is that's how the FTC and the COPA got like wind of. That's why I think they were so hard on YouTube. Is that there are all these people. The ironic thing is, the ironic thing is, they had all these people who were. There are people who do some kind of funny content on YouTube. Funny, not as in haha. And there are people who watch videos and are lurkers and are commenters. And I think, honestly, if you report somebody, I think, depending on what the comments are, I think they should be banned. Some of these people, based on some of the comments and some of the people who were making videos. And like the one lady who was the foster parent who had like 6 or 7 foster kids, and she had like the family vlog channel or whatever, and she ended up going to jail for abusing the kids, and it was crazy. And then she just got killed. She died in jail. I think those people, but do you have people on TV who abuse their power? Look at Weinstein. That's his name, right? The Miramax guy. Harvey Weinstein. There are people that no matter what you're doing are going to take advantage of other people, who are going to do things they ought not to be doing, who are going to abuse the system, their power, and all that. And then you have just the regular people. You have, what was it, Matt Lawyer? There are a lot of people that came out as being who took advantage of their power and used that to keep things hush-hush, who sexually assaulted women or sexually harassed women. Women who sexually harassed men. It goes takes all kinds of people doing all kinds of things they ought not to be doing. And you're going to have that everywhere. I'm not saying that there aren't any people on YouTube doing stuff they ought not to be doing. Of course there are. That does need to be regulated better. But they're handling this poorly. And a lot of people have said that. And a lot of people are like really upset. And I don't blame them. I am too. Because all of this data that was collected, the FTC and that went after YouTube. And YouTube had to pay this big ass fine because they were collecting data on kids. And if you think YouTube is the only place that's been collecting data on kids, how many kids do you know that are on Instagram? I bet you there's a shit ton of them. I bet you there's a shit ton of kids on Facebook that are under the age of 13. And they're collecting data. Facebook is collecting data. There are a lot of kids that were on Facebook. Then you're supposed to be at least 13 to be on Facebook, to have your own Facebook page or something like that. And there were kids that were younger than that who had Facebook pages. So I think if they would regulate things better, but I don't want Big Brother. I read George Orwell's 1984 in 1984. And it's 2019, and damn if we don't have Big Brother. If there aren't things that are like right out of Orwell's book. I lost my copy, which is a shame because I had notes in it. But I don't want to get the book again. I want to reread it. But I mean, things are getting out of hand. It makes you wonder about our First Amendment rights, I don't know. they want you to be family friendly. Now, if you're family friendly, they're going to demonetize you, and you're not going to be able to have comments. You're not going to be able to, people aren't going to be able to save your videos to a playlist. You won't be recommended at all, because if you don't qualify for ads for YouTube, you're not making YouTube money. You play video games, and you've seen several instances where kids just use the info of an older adult to get on the site. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, y'all. I think this whole thing could be solved a whole lot better than the way that they're solving it. And I think what they're trying to do in some ways is illegal. It's definitely just wrong. They've left it so open to interpretation that almost anything could be considered aimed at kids. It is, Abigail. Me too. I graduated from high school in 1985. So the first half of my senior year was 1984, but I studied 1984 my junior year. At the end of the year, we read Orwell at the beginning of 1984, and I was just like, that's so far-fetched, But I was at school. I was learning how to type on a typewriter. We didn't even have keyboarding. Computers, personal computers were so big and so unaffordable for the average person. Back then, my mom's microwave that she got during that decade cost $500. The very first microwave we got was $500. I kid you not. We had cable, but we still had a regular TV. There were no flat screens or anything. We didn't even have a remote, and you had to go walk to the TV, change the channel on the TV, and at first you had to change the channel on the box. So, nowadays everything is so advanced. The FTC needs to change the rules. These rules were made before YouTube. Now that YouTube fined a few million, they got to comply. Yeah. Yeah, it is a witch hunt. Yeah, it's not it's almost a novella, probably. It's not a very thick book at all. Yeah, your little brother was the remote. I was older, so I was the remote, or my little brother was the remote from my parents. Exactly. And we had aluminum foil on our antenna. But I think the problem with some of it is that they wanted family friendly to get rid of all the perverts and the problems they were having with YouTube. Okay. Then they got family friendly. They did this big apocalypse. You got to be family friendly. And then every time you turn around, they're demonetizing a video here or there because you said the word damn, or you said something that sounded like a cuss word. And I do say cuss words sometimes. I don't. There are sometimes when I try not to, and then sometimes when they kind of pop out. But anyway, then, so they're getting everybody to be more family friendly. And now if you're family friendly, now all these family video vlogs, I don't know why a kid would want to see a family video, like family vlog. Good thing when we were remote controls, there weren't a lot of channels. Yeah, exactly. Because before we got cable, we had all of 4 channels? Yep. 3 or 4 channels. We had channel 7, which is public TV, ETV, and then we had 3 regular channels, and that was it. And my mom and my father-in-law and my mother-in-law, they are still of the back before there was ever TV, and they had radio. With Tourette's. We don't know what kids, we do know, but we don't know what kids are interested in. But I can tell you that when I was a kid, we had HBO, and my mom worked at night. My dad would follow. Well, my dad or my mom and dad, they'd go to bed. Me and my brother, my cousins, we would sneak in at 10 or 11 o'clock. And same thing with Skinamax. We didn't have that. We had HBO, but later on I had family members who did. I babysat for. And you're 12, you're 9, 10, 11, 12, you sneak in there, because we only had cable in the living room. Me and my brother had little black and white TVs. But so we would sneak in there and watch HBO. There are kids who are going to sneak on YouTube and watch gamers or watch whatever, you being a parent, parents need to get control of what their kids do on the internet. I don't let mine use YouTube unless you approve the video. They have kids YouTube. They have YouTube for kids. And they don't, and the YouTube for kids is actually really good. Yeah, one of your One Book July videos. Can you see a kid wanting to watch one of your reviews of the Traveler's Notebooks? Or a kid wanting to watch a plan with me? Or a kid wanting to watch a journaling video? Now, maybe a kid who's really into art, maybe, but they won't be watching mine. I'm not good enough for them to watch. They want to learn how to draw, they're going to have to go to somebody else's channel. And my coffee chats, really? I don't see kids being interested in that. Now, Benny Hill, yeah. When I got home after school, got the Disney. Okay, so here's like Heather just brought up. There are some family vlogs that lots of people like that have something to do with health issues like autism. They have a lot of different kinds of, yes. And here's the thing. I don't see a kid under the age of 13 being interested in any of those family vlogs. Kids are going to be interested in the gaming channels. Kids are going to be interested in the reviews of things they want to buy. Or they want their parents to buy for them. Kids are maybe going to be interested in a lot of different things. Maybe they want to be interested, maybe they'd be interested in how to draw. I look up how to draw things. And there's this one guy, and I can't think of his name right now. He and his son, he does a lot of the draw with me, and he's fantastic. He is fantastic. And he draws it, and his son draws it. And it's fantastic. I watch them a lot, and I'm an adult. And I could see, I wouldn't mind having that on and me and Victor drawing it together. And that's a video I would have done for YouTube. But now I don't know that I'll do it for YouTube, because somebody might say that that's aimed at kids. So I don't know, I'm not aiming any of my videos at kids. All of my videos are, but I don't know. I'm going to have to I'm going to have to do more adulting. I'm going to have to be more adult about my tags. So if I'm doing watercolor or whatever, like instead of a draw with me, I'm going to put landscapey, landscape watercolor. I'm going to have to be more careful about what words I use. And all of these people that are doing these Arteza video reviews and Crayola Super Tips and watercolors and markers and all kinds of stuff like that, some kids are going to be into that. I don't know. I don't know. If I were 12, I wouldn't care about the review of Crayola Super Tips. I would just want them. Now, other things I would want to watch a review of, but Fathering Autism, a family vlog, centers on a family with 2 kids, one a girl with autism. And I think those are so informative. And people need to be able to watch that stuff. But if those channels, if their videos are considered to be aimed at kids, or they have to check the box aimed at kids, because none of us want to be fined $42,000 and something per video. Okay. Because if it's aimed at a kid, it can't be monetized, because in order for it to be monetized, they have to collect data, and they can't collect data on videos that are aimed at kids, that kids are watching. Now, so therein lies the problem. So in order for a lot of these family vlog channels to make money, they're going to have a sponsor. They're going to have sponsored videos or whatever. But what happens is, if they're aimed at kids, if people think they're remotely aimed at kids, the comments are shut off. They're not able to have end cards or the little cards you can put in throughout the whole video, the little info card, like where it shows a video or, whatever. I can't think of what they're called right now. They're info cards, but those are going to be, can't do those, can't do end cards. Can't save it to a info card, can't save it to a playlist. Comments are disabled. And then that means you're not earning any money for YouTube, because you can't be monetized. So they're not going to recommend you. Have you noticed that all of the videos from people who are just starting, who can't be monetized, their videos are never recommended, because they're not being monetized. Your videos don't actually start getting recommended until you start making money. So even the people who've not checked monetization, I don't know that they're recommended as much. There are some people who don't monetize their videos on YouTube, and they have a lot of subscribers. They have more than enough to get paid, but they don't, for a lot of the same reasons that we're talking about, because there's so many issues surrounding the monetization of videos. But if with the algorithms, the way that it's set up, like my analytics would tell you that the people who are watching my videos are normally 30 and above and women. And they're mostly from the United States. You watch that channel. Heather, he said channels like Burgess will only lose a small percentage until YouTube reboots. Robots learn the algorithm. Yeah. And one guy, you. I don't know. I doubt very seriously if James Burgess watches my videos. There are a few out there. There are like a lot of, I watch a lot of different kinds of channels. I watch Peter, what's his name? The photographer. I love his videos. He has the most beautiful videos. I watch Philip DeFranco. As a matter of fact, he's got a video that's updating on this whole thing that I haven't seen yet, that I really want to watch. And I want to watch Gina Ahern's video on this FTC COVID thing. So if y'all know, Gina is a crafter. I would say she's an artist and a crafter. And she's extremely, her channel is very creative. And she's very similar to Dee Dee Willingham. And I want to see what she's saying about it. But I think there are a lot of people are going, well, it's just the United States. Well, it's not. YouTube is not just in the United States. YouTube has to follow, more. I love Dee Dee too. And I love Gina. Gina's fantastic. Which is why I can't wait to get my sewing machine up and running. I don't know if I will really I don't have enough scraps to make a junk journal anymore. a junk journal I would want, and I definitely don't have enough Christmas stuff to make a junk journal. But I want to try one really badly. Gina, it's Gina, Gina, and it's Ahern is her name. Susumi came and went. Periscope came and went. I don't even know what that CUC me is. Never heard of that one. Periscope did come and go, though. Never wasn't really a fan of Periscope. There were too many trolls on Periscope. Is there anything on the horizon that anyone knows of that will work well and also protect you as a content creator? Somebody said something about YouNow, Abigail. I don't know. And I don't like Twitch's format, so I'm not going to Twitch. I will put everything on Patreon and put $1 tier up for people who just want to watch before I do Twitch. I could make probably more money on Twitch and do more lives, but I just don't like Twitch's format. It's not user friendly. But if I have to, I'll go through Vimeo. If I get enough people to become patrons, I could pay for Vimeo. I would go straight up Vimeo and Patreon, and I would just do a $1 tier. You've thought about creating a Patreon? Yeah. Twitch has been having, yeah, I know. I heard Twitch was having issues. What people from other countries don't understand is that they are using a US-based program. Yeah. They have to follow the regulations too. It's like them coming here to the US and they'd have to follow our laws. Yeah. Well, the UK's been cracking down on stuff with the internet. It's not just, but see, some of this hasn't been thought out. Some of this hasn't been thought out at all. And I don't know about y'all, but if you use your phone at Starbucks, your app, you use your phone for Google Maps, you use your phone for Instagram, you use your phone for Google to Google stuff. DLive. Okay, I need to make a note. All right, so we got YouNow, DLive. The thing about Twitch is that it's through your Amazon, so you could technically get paid. So I'll look that up. But if I had to, I'd do $1 tier. You know, I would. And I've been thinking about switching the tiers in Patreon anyway and lowering them. Patreon make apart from the money that they earn from their subscribers. Here's how I put my videos up on Patreon. If I had, say, 200 patrons and I had my videos still monetized and all those people watched my videos, I might could make a little bit of money through advertising because I have my videos, they're unlisted on YouTube, and then I put the link into Patreon. Mixer. Okay, I'll look that up too. But I realized because I have YouTube Premium, so I don't ever see commercials. I don't ever see the ads because I have YouTube Premium. And it's bad enough I have to watch commercials on regular TV and on Hulu. Because we have Hulu Live, and I'm not paying an extra $8 or $9 or whatever it is to get rid of the commercials. I already paid too much. You know, we got Hulu and Netflix so we didn't have to pay cable. But once you start adding all this crap in, you're paying as much or more than you paid for cable. So, anyway, Ro does her videos on Patreon through Vimeo. Jamie Riddler does her videos on her class thing, and Jenny Belly does hers on the thing that she has. There, Alyssa Burke does hers through Vimeo. I think you have to pay for Vimeo, but Vimeo, you can put your video into Vimeo and then put it on Patreon, and it's just, and it's, so I don't know that much about, but I know that I could bypass YouTube altogether if I had Vimeo. I could just have Patreon and use Vimeo to get my videos up on Patreon. But I have been thinking about doing the tiers, lessening the amounts of the tiers from doing the $7 tier down to $5 and the $15 tier down to $11. You think you're overwhelmed. The people who are already paying $7 and $15 could either stay at that, or when they go into after December, things are going to change. Today is actually my 4-year anniversary on Patreon. And I have 20 patrons. I just lost one patron because they've got some unexpected stuff came up. I had at one time was up to 30 patrons. But I'm thinking I'm going to be changing things, and I don't know, depending on what happens with YouTube. I will be putting I might end up doing more live. I might end up doing some live videos for Patreon. But I might have to do like a $1 tier. I don't know if I could get enough. Thank you. But I wanted to reduce. I think I get more patrons if I lessened the tiers, the tier amounts. And I think I'm going to do the PDFs because I want to start getting better with that. I think maybe I do the PDFs for the $11 tier. At least once I get better at it, and I could actually make them through like Adobe Photoshop Elements or something. Because next year I want to start doing printables on Etsy. I think I'll ever be one of those people who prints my stickers and sells them, though. That's just too much headache. I don't have time to do that shit. I don't know. And I want a silhouette. Everybody's like, I want a silhouette to print my own damn stickers. I'm tired of buying stickers from Etsy. There's only certain people I buy stickers from anyway. So, I'll still get a couple of those stickers. I love this. She is great. Stickers and Dreams is what her Etsy store is. But anyway, I feel like we're at this precipice with a lot of this stuff as a content creator. And I've been on YouTube for 5 years. And when I first got on YouTube, I didn't even know what YouTube was. My kids knew what YouTube, my daughter's 28. And my daughter was like, Mom, man, I've been watching this since I was since I was like 14 or 15. She's like, that's how I figured out how to do my, the hair dye. And my daughter used to dye her hair different colors all the time. And big manic panic fan. And she's like, Mom, my husband watches YouTube videos, and that's how he figures out how to fix things with the car and how we do DIY projects. There's so much good on YouTube. I would hate to leave YouTube, but YouTube needs to be good again. YouTube needs to be good again. It needs to be about the you and not about the them. And YouTube has been lately all about the them, from what I gathered since Google took it over. But I don't, so, we'll see. If that's the case, though, a lot of these people who have these really big YouTube channels that are aimed more towards the young people, they're going, FTC and the COPA thing, they're not going to care who they are. They're not going to care how much money they earn YouTube. They'll be fine. Some of them can afford it, whereas some of us can't afford it, and so, but we'll see. But I've been on here for almost an hour and 20 minutes. I need to go clean my kitchen and my bathroom. I'm going to go change clothes, put on my apron, get my vinegar out, clean the bathroom with the vinegar, clean the kitchen with the bleach, make sure I have gotten rid of all the little bugs. Oh my God. Do not ever leave an open bag of bird seed in your house. Make sure if you have bird seed or dog food or cat food or anything like that, that you have it in a sealed container. Homesteading channels. Yeah, we want to homestead. We want to homestead. I want to be off grid. Told David whenever we do get my shed, I want solar panels or some kind of generator, some kind of something, so that my shed could actually be off grid. Thank you so much for coming on and sharing your time with us. Well, thank you. I don't know. I'm not the best person to recommend how to get very far on YouTube. I've watched other people. There's this kind of voice and this kind of background and this kind of aesthetic that people like. The more whatever that is, the better those channels do, the better the channel does. Yeah, flea. I've seen people who've been on here for 6 months, boom. And then people who've been on for 6 years and they finally just got to 5K. I've been on here 5 years and I'm at like right at 3,300. And I know that if I did more aesthetically pleasing things and I was more consistent with my videos, it would grow more. My channel would grow more. If I did more reviews and had where there was more FOMO stuff, I might, get more. But I'm really more about being creative and using what you have. And I think that where my channel is going to be headed next year, along with Patreon, is definitely going to be towards the being creative thing. I won't I like how Dee Dee Willingham and Gina and some and what's her name? Oh, I've been following her for a long time. She's got an accent too. When you, I like creative journaling, being all different kinds of creative. I like DIY projects. I like all kinds of stuff. So I think next year I'm going to go more and more and more towards the being creative. The walk and talk videos, I'm going to be doing, see me cleaning. I might have to do that. I might have to do a cleaning. I think I listen to videos where I listen the kind of videos you can listen to, like the talks, like TED Talks and stuff like that, while I clean. Or I listen to podcasts while I clean. I think the where I'm headed for next year, despite all of this mess, is going to be definitely about journaling. It's going to be, which is why I want to get my grandmother's sewing machine up, because I want to have my journal where I do this kind of stuff, and then I want to have my journal where I can do anything and everything, I could do more of that in here. I may do more of that in here. I haven't made up my mind, because these journals that I get from Bree, I get them mixed they have Tomaway River paper and the mixed media paper. And the mixed media paper will hold up to all of that kind of stuff. Yeah, my daughter and I have just gotten into cleaning videos. Life with Cambria, I got hooked on thanks to Ro. I've been watching her. She goes to other people's houses and helps them get started. It's like especially people who are having issues and they can't clean, so they're becoming mini hoarders, because they can't really clean. I have fallen in love with her channel. There's quite a few. I like the lady Do It on a Dime. I like hers. I want my journal to be like, okay. So for example, this was Halloween, and one of my patrons sent me a Halloween card, and I put it in here. It's right here, and on the opposite page of the Halloween page, because I was so excited. And then let's get to here. When David sent me the thing from Hobonichi, I put that here. There's another tag. Here's a tag. So I want to be able to do things where I have, I washi tape this in. I'm gonna. eventually have to start making my own journals. I'm just going to have to, next time Bree goes to Florida, I'm just going to have to take a trip to Florida and have her meet me and show me how to do the damn covers on the journals. Synchronicity. I wanted to get a little one, but I told David, I said, I can move things over, put the gumball machine back in the living room. We'll take the shells out of it, and I'll get potpourri or something and put it in there. And I said, I want to move the bookcase over so that I can have the sewing machine right there. And I could just roll my chair right on over to the sewing machine. I have a whole sewing machine that pops up out of the wood thing that was my grandmother's. Big girl panties on. I want to make traveler's notebooks out of cloth for one of the journals. I'm going to make my own journals, and I'm going to cover them with cloth, and it's going to be kind of like my own version of a junk journal, because I like adding stuff to my journal, but I'm not a big fan of pieces of paper that my journal is made out of that are different sizes. So that's my issue with junk journals. I like pockets, and I like sewing bits onto my pages, and I like that kind of thing. And I'm okay. And I like having vellum pre-done in it. I like different things. Like, I'm okay with a few different pieces of paper in it, but as long as it's the same size. Evidently, I have some OCD. That's my thing with junk journals, is that all the paper needs to be the same size. If I add something to as a tip in or sew it on, it can be a different size. But the actual journal itself, all the pages need to be the same size. I don't know. And a lot of people don't make junk journals like that. So, I mean, I probably could get Leanne or the Vicky, the lady, she makes junk journals. There's a couple other people. Vicky lives in Canada, though. But I could get Leanne to make me one that had paper all the same size, but had mixed up. But see, I'd want it to be combined. Yeah, make your own rules for your junk journal. Exactly, it's a junk journal. And I want Romany's. Yeah, well, I'm one of her patrons. She's one of my patrons. What gave me the idea was watching Romany's live video today, where she did the book cover for her expanded moleskin. And I was thinking, if I made I have notebooks that I've made. It's just that I have trouble with the cover. And I'm like, if I did a fabric cover, then it wouldn't matter if the Coptic stitching, it wouldn't matter about, I could actually have a junk journal, and I could mix Tomaway River paper and mix media paper and some scrapbook paper and some tea stained paper, but I can make sure it's all the same size, and some vellum paper. And I could have my own junk journal. I've got pieces of ribbon. I've got these little bags. I've got all kinds of things that I could put in my journal, little bits, but it has to be the same size. You too, you like pockets and lace. You like adding the dollies as a page, but you like your pages the same size. Yes. I haven't seen Tammy's. I'm going to have to watch Tammy's video, latest viral video. Burgess goes mad not following people's ideas of a junk journal. Yeah. But I like adding stuff to my journal. But I want next year, this is going to be my same kind of thing, but I'm doing more and more of the documenting my day with drawing and adding pictures and vellum and just whatever. I like being able to do whatever, but there is definitely a need for me to have what Leanne calls an overflow journal. I think could be mixed with my junk journal. It could be my form of a creative overflow junk journal hybrid kind of thing. When I get washi tape, not that I'm buying washi tape because I still have a bunch of washi tape, but I don't have the kind of washi tape that I want now because I ran out of all the good washi tape. But anyway, my whole point is that My pages I journal on, my whatever, they have to be the same size. I have to have it, just I have to. But I like adding all kinds of things. I've been adding all kinds of things since I very first started. The next one, you'll do a video. Cool. Okay, it doesn't say that you have a YouTube channel. It's not letting me do right. It doesn't want to act right. But I think I'm going to start posting more pictures in the community thing, for here, and for Patreon. Patreon has a community thing. I'll ever use it. I just post things publicly for y'all. For anybody, if you want to follow me on Patreon, you know, I am not the best at it, but I really want to be better at it. And the only way I'm going to get better at it is if I start making them. I made a sketchbook. The sketchbook turned out better than the journal. I made the journal, and the journal's actually, I have it somewhere. I've got enough inserts. I could actually put a journal together, and I'd have to cut some mixed media paper, but that wouldn't be a problem. So I'm thinking for December daily, I might try this, but I don't want it to be just I don't know if I want it to be just a December, but it may just be a December. And then if it works well, then I'll make another one. And maybe that'll be a monthly thing. I don't know. Maybe it'll be a seasonal thing. Maybe I'll start making like a journal for the season. I have noticed though, that anything past about 100, 150 pages, I start getting about. So my journals need to be a bit smaller. I'm past the really big journal phase. I'm to the point now where I'd rather have the smaller journal around 100 pages. And because they get chunky. They get chunky. This is my bullet journal, and it's getting chunky. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I think I can do it. Time-lapse version will probably end up on YouTube once I get it going. And I'll have to do it in phases, but otherwise the video is going to be like 4 hours long. But I think we can all do it. You bought things to make a journal, but have been too chicken to start. Why? No one is going to be looking at it. Why not do it? Why not, Shirley? Why not? Don't ask why. Ask why not. Why have you not made that journal? Why not? What's the worst that can happen? If you're like me, the cover could fall off. And I had to redo the cover. But hey, I learned. So you have a couple of unused soft dot grid notebooks that need a cover for. Now you're thinking you might use about making a cover for them. Yeah. So how many unused journals how many journals do I have with unused pages in the back? If I can take the pages out of the back, I can make signatures. I could print some vellum. I've got some acetate I could print on too. I could print some stuff, add some stuff into my journal, maybe tea stain a few. It'll look bad. Well, then you take some damn fabric and cover that shit up. Because that's what I'm doing. Because I know my covers suck. I've got to get better at it. But for now, I'm thinking this is a really good way for me to learn how to do something else, how to make a fabric cover. You know? I mean, I watched Ro in like 10, 15 minutes. She whipped out the cover for her extended moleskin, and it didn't look that hard. You know, sew some here, take your ruler, you know, and then boom, she had a cover, and it comes on and off. So if we screw up things too badly, we could just make a cover for it. You know, that after that, I was like, hell yeah, man. I could make a cover for each season. I could make a cover for each holiday while I'm at it. You know, who knows? I could do anything. I just have to put my mind to it. Get the damn sewing machine out of the shed. Put it in here so I can use it. And put the new ink cartridges in my printer and find my damn vellum paper. I found the acetate paper, and then I'm gonna have to test it because you put it in one side and it works. The other side it smears. So this is going to be some trial and error. But I might get my tripod, it's over there, and set up my camera on my tripod, clean up in here real good, and just set up my camera so that I can print the whole thing, film the whole thing. Now you're getting ideas. You need to go to bed. You hope to be able to fall. If it wasn't an invasion of privacy to be a fly on the wall looking at all your journals, because they're so cute. Thank you. Yeah, started with altering a composition notebook. Then you made your own cover using cereal box and fabric. You got this. Yeah. I just watched, was it Johanna? Somebody was making them. Now, here's my thing with the junk journal. I don't like the junk journals that look like photo albums where it's really, I like it. I want my junk journal to look like a journal. I could use an altered book, like one of those little, my daughter used the little books, the little tin, little baby book, little kitty books, golden books or whatever they're called. I might could do that, but I actually want my journal to look like a journal. I want fabric over it for the cover. And I want a pocket on the front, and I don't know, might put a patch on there. If I F it up too bad, I could cover the whole thing with patches or with pockets or with enamel pins. I don't know. But I'm thinking I won't know until I try, and I won't know what I need to work on until I start doing it. So I'm right there with you, Shirley. I'm right there with you. I'm going to be going through my stash to find what I do have, and then I'm going to be going to the thrift store. I'm not buying anything brand new. If I can't find stuff at the thrift store, I'll just have to make do with what I have. I've got some ribbon and some old shirts and fabrics and different things. Like, I'm thinking, hey, instead of donating some of that stuff to the salvage, to thrift stores or anything, there's a couple of pieces in there that I actually like the pattern of the fabric. I might cut that. We need to have FTC send us a book of their rules. That's one of the big problems, is that their rules are not definitive. They're open to interpretation. They're very open to interpretation. I'm going to be making my junk journal. It's just going to be, I've got to get it all together, and I'll do another video, and I'll talk about like some of the supplies that I found around, some of the supplies that maybe I found at a thrift store or whatever. And then I'll go to the next stage. So it'll be stages of videos. And hopefully that'll be cool. We're making a junk journal. And that's been my thing, is that I put this rule on myself. It's like, I can't do a junk journal. I'm not going to like a junk journal. I tried a little junk journal, but it had all different kinds of pages in it, sizes and stuff. I'm like, because I don't like different sizes. Who says a junk journal has to be a certain way? As many videos as I've watched about some of these junk journals, none of them are the same. None of them are the same. We are making a junk journal. We are making a junk journal. And if I have to be creative about the name of my video, or I have to be creative about my tags, and maybe I will adult the shit out of my tags for my videos and my titles, and I will move some stuff around. I will move this so that y'all see nothing but that wall with the holes in it, because I had all the stuff up there. A rogue junk journal. Yeah. So I'm going to go, though. I'm going to go clean, because I'm going to have to redo my nails after that. Because, see, I already have to redo my nails. I will see y'all again. And I'm doing my own thing. There is no rule. The journal police can kiss my ass. There's no journal police out there. Scarves. Oh, hey. Thank you. Scarves. Hell yeah. All right. I got to go. I got a potty too. So I got stuff to clean. I got to get rid of bugs, y'all. I love y'all. Thank you so much for being here with me. Make sure you give me a thumbs up. And, if you're watching this in the replay, I'm so sorry for the rant. But, this affects us all as creators. It affects y'all as subscribers, because some of these people that you love, that you watch, that you have saved on your playlist, they're not going to be there, because Some of these things you're not going to be able to add to a playlist. You know, you're not going to be able to comment and say how much you love their videos. You know, it affects all of us. And if you haven't already, please sign the petition. Please tell FTC, you know, hey, this is not cool. We don't like this. Bye, y'all.